I can't tell you how hurt and frustrated and confused I am about what's going on.
Lori Daybell's son making a plea to his mother, telling her to reveal the location of his sister Tylee and brother JJ.
You have the power to end this. You have an opportunity to put this all to rest.
Colby Ryan's plea comes days after investigators searched Chad Daybell's home, retrieving 43 items, including computers, electronic devices, journals, cell phones, and personal things.
Was there anything like hair or body fluids?
There were samples of various things taken that will be sent off to labs for further analysis.
And what was the purpose of the search?
We're trying to clarify things, figure out what it was that possibly might have happened there.
Investigators say they're no closer to knowing where 17-year-old Tylee and 7-year-old JJ are. They've been missing since September, and Lori and Chad aren't talking.
There is a lot of concern for the safety of the kids. And, you know, the information that is coming out of Arizona, reference to deaths of multiple people, is concerning.
Fremont County Sheriff Len Humphries referring to the death of Lori's former husband. Charles Vallow was shot and killed in July while picking up JJ from Lori in Chandler, Arizona. Police said he was shot in self-defense, and the man who pulled the trigger, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, who died a month ago. The cause of his death has not been released. Tylee's dad, Joseph Ryan, passed away of an apparent heart attack in 2018. He had been divorced from Lori for some time. Then there's Chad's former wife, Tammy Daybell, who died at her home in Salem October 19th.
Deputies responded. They took pictures, they looked it over, contacted our detectives. Detectives had a few questions. They satisfied those. Didn't see anything that alarmed them.
Was Chad Daybell acting interesting or suspicious or normal?
To my knowledge, he was responding like anybody would whose spouse had just passed away. That's why the deputies didn't suspect anything suspicious.
A few days later, Humphries says his office was alerted by detectives in Arizona about the other deaths. Tammy's body was exhumed from the Spring Hill, Utah Evergreen Cemetery, and an autopsy was performed.
We're still waiting for the lab results to come back.
Do you know if Tammy Daybell had a big life insurance policy?
There is some information along those lines that I'm not at liberty to speak about right now.
But that is being investigated.
Yes, it is.
Just 10 days before Tammy died, she reported pulling up in the driveway of her house and that a masked man came up behind her and started firing an empty paintball gun at her. She asked what the guy was doing and he didn't respond. She then said that she yelled for help and the man took off. The sheriff's office did send somebody out to the home to investigate.
She explained what had happened. There wasn't anything there that at the time we could do, and everybody kind of brushed or summed it up as a prank by somebody's part. But that was one of the things that was a red flag.
Do you think it was tied to her death?
We would like to know.
Have you been able to interview Chad about the death of his wife?
No.
On his accord, he doesn't want to talk.
Right.
But you obviously would like to talk to him about that.
We have been contacted by his attorney, and that was a couple of weeks ago. And his attorney was letting us know that any communications would be through him, and that there wasn't any at the time.
No communication at the time, and has that changed?
That has not changed.
Humphries says officials are pretty sure Chad and Lori are not in Idaho. Neighbors say nobody has entered Lori's Rexburg townhouse in weeks, but toys belonging to JJ sit on the front porch. Sean Bartholick, the Daybell's attorney, declined our request for an on-camera interview, but in a previous statement said Chad Daybell was a loving husband and Lori Daybell is a devoted mother. He added, "We look forward to addressing the allegations once they have moved beyond speculation and rumor."
So where does it go from here?
We still are working on evidence and finishing our investigation. You know, we have processed a number of search warrants. We are seeking additional subpoenas.
And any idea what happened with the two children? That's what everybody wants to know.
It is what everyone wants to know, and certainly we're all concerned for their safety. If they would let us know where they're at, let somebody know where they're at, I don't think it'd be very difficult to prove their safety if they're okay.
And investigators, along with Lori's son, are holding out hope for the best.
I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt by all of this. Can't tell you how many people are hurt by this.
In Fremont County, I'm Nate Eaton, EastIdahoNews.com.